probably find it as Channel 2. And the guy told me uh, he was here. We would have some of these old flyers around. And he would say, oh, I said, yeah, that's. He said, so you believe that any publicity is good publicity? We said it doesn't make no difference. In other words, we don't care whether you call it good publicity or bad publicity. But they did that program, and it was about Imam Jamil. And they have a rating system, and the highest is 5. He said, they had to put it on twice. No, they put 2. They broke up their interviews here into 2 programs. The first one, everybody else, NBC, all of them, they'd have 1.5, 1.7 or something. And ours was 3 point something row. And so the guy called me. He said, man, the people jumped on that. That's the highest rating we have had. Then the next day he called when they did the second segment was 4.5 or almost somewhere close to 5. And so he said, it was Channel 2. That's what it was. It was Channel 2 down there. He said, the boss said, you got the director, he said, you got an open thing when you come down here. Because the guy said, Musa. That's on the first one. Then the next day he said, man, the man said Musa, And so the people in Atlanta, all the tattletales and they was against it. No, his community, which is tattletales, they were against it. They were either against it or silent, which means they was against it. Because I called, I said, man, what y'all think? They was mad that because if I was successful, it highlighted their inactivity and their silence. But anyway, let me try to speed up. I don't want to keep y'all too long tonight. What, when, where, how, and what have you. The first thing I'd like to mention is psychodiscombobulating Musa. That's me. Okay, I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. Psychodiscombobulating, that if you boxing, they just beat up your body and discombobulate that. Or they have a psychological thing that works on you so bad that it discombobulates your thinking, and that discombobulates your body because it ain't fucking. Okay, remember some of our heroes. Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali, both of them was skilled in what they was doing. Both of them used more psychology than they did physiology. Although you was going to get a good whooping, so you might as well stay out of there. And Jack Johnson was so good, he'd drag you along, because those days it wasn't 10 rounds or 15 rounds. He'd be whooping on you up into and he wouldn't let you fall. He'd grab you and dance you around the thing. And how you feel there, Mr. Jeff? Talking about Jeff. He would whip the courage or the anger. He'd whip the hatred out of them. When he finished with them, it would be really all over. They wouldn't have no more like get up and go. He would whip it, because see, they might have a fight. In those days, fights would be the same 3 minute or 45 rounds, or I don't know what the longest rounds was, but they just fought till they got, now people, they keep cutting it down 15 rounds. Now I heard it's down to 12 rounds or something. Is it down to 12? They may go down to 10 rounders. Hey, man, I don't know. Sam Langford. Yeah, Sam Langford, yeah. Uh, right, right. Yeah. Hey. No, Sam Langford was good. Sam Langford, he lasted way up into the 20s. Uh, he fought those later on so-called champions. But anyway, yeah, no, Sam Langford was good. But Sam Langford wasn't no Jack Johnson. He wasn't no Jack. There was no sense in fighting him. But he was right on. Look, uh, if you could turn the heat off just for 1 second. Look, we done whipped the stew out of Boss Man. I mean, we have whipped him so bad, so much discombobulation. He go to the wrong round. You know, when they get whooped so bad, you go to the wrong corner. Boss Man do that all the time. Okay, we have psychologically battered. We have battered Boss Man. And we battered the Zionists too. But this time, we really going to batter him. The battering this time is, as it said in one of the things, we're going to give you a public butt whooping. Technically, we're saying we're going to give you a public nigger whooping. You won't be able to deny. You know what I mean? Okay. Everybody knows what's going on. All the Masjid around here know who we are. It ain't no like we don't know who they exist. Okay. A lot of them, the people are basically in our corner. The masses. Some kind of way, like when y'all would go out there to MCC, you could tell they wanted to hook us up. And you could also tell that somebody done told them, don't go give it to, and the biggest mistake they can make is to hint like they don't have the right to be out there and they shouldn't be getting our money. Well, we're going to make several flyers before then explaining to the people about who we are, what we're doing. And this is a time when this is, everybody has seen what has happened, but the government had the power to run everybody away, to, affect our income and all of that. And we have to explain to them what we let happen. It's just like design fitna. Everything happening right this minute, we have designed. We have designed or hinted toward it or engineered it, and we'll explain a little bit of it. But when you think about it, you'll be able to see very clearly that we've been in charge of what's happening to us. We respond to what we want, not what they want. Okay? Half of them think that we got these niggas just where we want. We got them cut off, we got them isolated, we got them moneyless, we got them with big bills coming up and no income. From nothing. No income. None. Right? From no property, from no donations, nothing. Okay. That's where we've engineered them. Anybody else would think, oh, you got to run and save yourself. You got to fight and make sure you get yourself some money. Well, no. That's what we're saying to everybody. Here we are. We have no income. We have all of this property, no income here. We've arranged for them to steal our property out there. We have no income coming that way. Somebody out there said we were, that was some little paper that it had that said I was stealing from them. But everybody here know that they had a $50,000 debt on property out there on taxes, and we paid it. Well, 48,950, right? We paid it, right? And it was on our paperwork that says we want to pay this by certain date. And you see the date, and you'll see we paid it. They would leave our property with junk on it. And they popped up with a bill, and they would get the bill, and they would hold the bill, and then it doubles, right? And then doubles. And they had on our property old cabs and everything parked on our property. That all the guys driving cabs, they'd park them over there and leave them. They had our property full of literally junk. We cleaned out several truckloads, dumpster loads of our property. One time we cleaned out 3 of them big dumpsters loads and had it, and the guy from Brazil, they took it off and cleaned up everything. When I got back out there, somebody had went into our other property, gathered up all that stuff and brought it over and dumped it back on the thing. It's no problem. It's no problem. If we don't say all the stuff that's happening because it would be really like people wouldn't be able, but this stuff be going on, it'd be serious. Now, anyway, we're not going to talk about all the things that happen because, see, now we're right in the middle of a counteroffensive. That's what we're doing. We're going to counteroffensive they behind and whip their behind. And we're letting everybody know we're starting from flat broke. We don't have nothing. We got right now $1,500 worth of bills. That's not the $8,000, $9,000 going to be for taxes in a couple of days. And we don't have but $500. But we're letting everybody know that's where we're at now. Okay, other people would cry about that. We're not crying about that. Why? Because on our paperwork it said, be prepared to sleep under a bridge. So we're going to allow and direct this stuff to happen, right, to a certain stage. But we're prepared that if we don't have nothing, we're going to make a comeback. But it didn't go to where we have to sleep under a bridge, right? We got all our property. We're making a comeback from a very nice place. Nobody else would want to be there. But for us, for what we plan of possibilities, of expectations of possibilities, we said we prepared to sleep under a bridge. So we're sleeping in a comfortable place. It's so nice, just roll out the foam. On there, you get older, you can't just sleep on the ground, So you just roll out. Over at the house, we got a little stand, a little platform, to hold the bed, and over here we just roll out the the little foam pad. After you get up in your 70s, there's no sense sleeping on this right here. You won't just, it'll take you an hour to get up in the morning. You know what I mean? It's just like when you're younger, you can do it. But after you get to be senior citizen, I mean,
seeing it, I don't think people really understand the fact that, I know since I've known you, that you've been sleeping on the floor.
That's the only place to sleep. Now, every now and then we'd go to a program, and they had, them big hotels, and they had big soft beds and all. So when I'd go there, not only I'd run off with all the towels, I wouldn't run off with all the towels. Nobody would do that. Them big fluffy towels and bathrobes, like I might have 10 of them. At least I used to. Anyway, but I have never, since I was in South America, I've been doing that way over 50 years. Here's how it happened.